Welcome back. This is the 83rd segment of Making Sense for 7 minutes, and it is the 13th segment out of 25 where we are taking a hard look at evil and suffering. From the Bible, we can draw at least 7 responses to evil and or suffering that followers of Jesus should actively adhere to. Now, if you're not a follower of Jesus, I would strongly suggest that you still take these 7 as your own guidance for the sake of your friends and your family and your neighbors, not to mention your own spiritual, emotional, mental, and relational health. Now, the first of these 7 responses has 3 components to it: self-examination, repentance, and hope. And we looked at that response in segment 82. But the next 2 are concerned specifically and especially with our response to evil. And these are non-participation and opposition. When we encounter evil, immorality, sin, non-participation means we do not participate. We take no part in lying, cheating, stealing, killing, whether it's literally killing someone physically or destroying their reputation. We have nothing to do with it. We don't support it. We don't encourage it. We realize that any time evil is active, it does violence to someone. Now, let me tell you what the key to consistently taking a stand of non-participation in evil is. This is the key: a rock solid, unwavering, non-negotiable commitment to truth. When Alexander Solzhenitsyn won the Nobel Prize for Literature, in his address, here's what he said: "Let us not forget that violence does not and cannot flourish by itself. It is inevitably intertwined with lying. Between them, there is the closest, the most profound and natural bond. Nothing screens violence except lies. And the only way lies can hold out is by violence. Whoever has once announced violence as his method must inevitably choose lies as his principle. The simple act of an ordinary courageous man is not to take part, not to support the lies. Let the lie come into the world, even dominate the world, but not through me." But non-participation is not enough. We're also called to oppose evil, actively stand against it, whether it immediately and directly affects you or not, because it certainly affects the culture in which you live and in which your children are growing up. And if you don't stand up against it, Even though it doesn't directly, immediately affect you, it may just come right around and bite you. Many people are familiar with the observation that Pastor Martin Niemöller made around World War II when he said, in Germany, they came first for the communists, and I didn't speak up because I wasn't a communist. Then they came for the Jews, and I didn't speak up because I wasn't a Jew. Then they came for the trade unionist, and I didn't speak up because I wasn't a trade unionist. Then they came for the Catholics, and I didn't speak up because I was a Protestant. Then they came for me. And by that time, there was nobody left to speak up. Now, this that Pastor Mueller speaks of took place on a rather grand scale. But you and I encounter evil, damaging the hearts and minds and souls and bodies of those around us, not only globally, but locally. And not only in our community, but in our family as well. Don't let it spread. Do not participate and stand in opposition against it. If we do not do that, then we hold a share of the responsibility for the pervasiveness of evil in our world. So, thanks, y'all.